What's up, geniuses? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back. This is episode 5 of Mastering Your Mind. Yesterday we talked a little bit about observing your mind, and today I'm going to talk about reprogramming your mind. Okay? Now, I don't know how many of you know what the phaneron is called, and I'm certainly not going to try and be an expert on the phaneron. So I'm going to try and put something extremely complex into something basic that hopefully you can understand. But the phaneron basically means phenomena, and it's basically all that is seen, okay? All that is seen and sensed, and how your mind interprets that. So how your mind interprets what you see, what you feel, what you hear, what you know, and how your mind reinforces certain memories and creates neuron pathways that make you react to certain conditions in certain ways. Okay, so for instance, that's why there's a big worry about the echo chamber epidemic on social media, where people are getting herded into these little groups where everyone thinks alike. It's meant to be killing off free thought. And what happens when there's people who all hang around with people who are exactly the same and think the same way is they reinforce these values in their mind, and it's very hard for them to think different ways. So what I like to do is try and examine as much knowledge and data as possible, read as broad a spectrum of information and books, etc. as possible, so as to explode that phaneron and open my mind up. Okay, but how are we going to reprogram our mind? Well, basically, it's about, like I said, observing our thoughts and making sure we know what's in there, and then trying to take a different perspective about how we look at things. So, for instance, a very, very basic example is about, let's say someone's done us a bad move in the past, right? Or there's someone that just grates you the wrong way. You don't like them. They upset you every time they come around. They push all your buttons, okay? And you hate them. You hate this person. You really despise them. Every time you think about coming into contact with them, your skin crawls, whatever it may be, right? You're coming at it from a very negative perspective, from a bit of a hate perspective. And what's happening is you're clouding your mind, and you're really sort of making yourself into a negative person. You're not affecting that other person in a negative way at all. Really, they're having all the power over you. But if you were to look at it from a point of, I pity that person, or I'm concerned for that person as to why they're like that, why it is that there's these things about them that grate on me, then you're coming at it from a completely different perspective, and your mind will completely change how you perceive that person. It's not going to happen straight away, and that's a very basic example. But let's say that it's a different example. Let's say that you've got fears because you've been hurt in the past by a certain lover or girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, and that is making it hard for you to get close to people because you don't want that to happen again. Well, what you're actually doing is letting an old memory dictate everything in your life moving forward. And if you look at that in perspective and understand that memory and understand, yeah, this is something that I need to be aware of. It is warning me to not be so maybe naive or trusting or to be on my feet, but it's not there to tell me not to go out and look for love. So reprogramming your mind is first of all about understanding what's really reinforcing certain beliefs in your head, having a look at those beliefs and working out whether they're actually adding value to your life. And if they're not, then changing that belief and reinforcing a new belief that's going to benefit you and help you in your life attract more abundance, happiness, and allow you to be a lot more grateful. So let me know in the comments what you think. Share this with someone if you think that it's going to give them value. And please tune in for the last episode, episode 6 on Mastering Your Mind.